Hello everybody, Frankie Day here on YouTube. Okay fellas, right here is going to be a special video I'll do today. The topic of the video is going to be a special dedication build to Chris and Alex. This will be part 2 of my dedication build to Chris and Alex. This will be the Gloster Gladiator by Mati Madarez on a scale of 133. It's a paper kit. I've been toying around with this between builds. And so I can finish up what I got on my plate too, folks, too, while I'm at it. So I kind of chose to go ahead and build this one. I think it's because I know Chris, he wanted to see this thing done, and it's probably one of his favorites, mine too. And I did, the first one I did a dedication build was the Habit Mosquito at 133 scale, and it came out very dandy. And so this will be my second entry for his dedication build. Okay guys, before we zoom to the kit here, the little history of the aircraft itself has a great significance in aviation history. Like most biplane aircraft of this nature, came out during the golden age of aviation, which is the 1930s. The biplane was a very beautiful and a sexy looking machine for its day. The Gloster Gladiator was the third descendant of the Gloster range, and the first biplane fighter that was ever produced by Gloster Aviation was the Gloster Grebe, and that aircraft right there, I believe, was an accident waiting to happen anyway. It was very prone to engine fires. I think it had a Jaguar Vulture engine in it, I'm too sure, but anyway, the engine was very prone to catching fire all the time, even killing the pilot, and even caught fire during takeoffs and landings. So eventually the Air Ministry scuttled the aircraft and went to develop better design, which the successor was the Gloster Gauntlet, G-A-U-N-T-L-E-T, and the third successor, which is the final successor and could be standard corrected, is the Gloster Gladiator Mark II. Now the Gloster Gladiator came out as early as 1934. It was a biplane fighter design, but pretty quite capable of and also the same tactics as our biplane fighters back in the 1930s, like the P-6E, and the PT-18, the BAT-18, and the F-3S series, and the BF-2C series, the Ghost Hawk series, and all the great biplanes. They all had a very significant role in aviation, and they were considered obsolete by the advent of the monoplane. So anyway, by the early as 1934, the Gloster Gauntlet came into view, and it was one of the pilot's favorite aircraft. It was used pretty extensively until the beginnings of the Battle of Britain. And so a lot of these aircraft, the biplanes, the British Bulldog, and there's another one too, I think it's the Hart, and the Gloster Gladiator were all stricken from the RAF, and they were superseded by Hurricanes and also Spitfires. And although the Gloster Gladiator has seen war combat during the Second World War, but pretty much it stayed pretty much during the Second World War up to V-Day is when all the war was over in Europe. And so anyway, evidently this aircraft was more or less used in different nationalities, which is our allies at the time, and they're used just to keep them busy over there while we keep them busy over here. And they are very well aircraft, and they've scored a lot of victories, and they were very underestimated too. And they found out the Gloster Gladiator had a good punch. The Gloster Gladiator has a total airspeed of 250 miles an hour, and it's powered by a Pegasus, not a Pegasus, it's a Merlin, not a Merlin, I think it's Pegasus, a Pegasus engine, and it's known as the SS-37 model. That was the call number for her. And she had 430 caliber machine guns, and she's a very, very beautiful airplane for her day. So evidently the Royal Air Force scuttled her, had her obsolete by the advent of the monoplane, and it was obsolete anyway. And so anyway, that concludes the history of the wonderful Gloster Gladiator Mark II. Okay folks, you stay tuned for a couple seconds. We'll go back and take a look at the kit. I've been toying around, got the fuselage pretty much done. I got a little more go on it before I proceed with the wings. And it's going to be a fast card kit build, and I've really I spent about a few hours on it. I'm trying to nurture my elbow. So you guys stay tuned right here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the Gloster Gladiator. Hang on, fellas. Okay, fellas, here she is right here. This is a 133 scale card kit. It was published on July of 1992. And this is the company that makes it. It's called Mati Madres. And it's a kit made in Poland. And so in general, this is pretty much, you get in a card kit, it's like a magazine. You got your parts like most card kits. They show you the construction of the kit. Now you got to realize, fellas, these card models have a different method of construction opposed to construction that we know on working on both wood and also plastic kits. And once they're done, they all pass with plastic or anything. Anyway, guys, the construction of the fuselage and kits like this in general are formers. These heavy black lines are formers. In between the formers are skins. And some parts are consisted of anywhere from 2 to 5 to 6 to 15 to 20 parts in one assembly. So you got a lot of parts that make the part itself. And also over here gives you the rigging diagrams right here. Shows you how the aircraft is rigged. You got your cabin struts, interplane struts. This is your rigging sequence. Right here is the construction of your wings. You got your spars and your skins flight over. You got to make sure this is on a flat surface when you cover your wings. In other words, look like a propeller, and all your work is lost. Okay, guys, we'll get to the kit so far, and we'll put the plans over here. This is about as far as I got, boys, right here on my Gloster Gladiator right here. The fuselage is done in its entirety with the exception of the cockpit and also the cowling and engine range, which is on next. The vertical stabilizer, which is the rudder, it's in view, it's in position. And so I got the spar right here. This spar goes for the horizontal stabilizer. And these hatched areas right here, this is where the undercarriage fits through there. And you got your exhaust goes across here. It's going quite nicely, fellas. When it builds up to a nice looking model. Now, one thing about this card kit here, fellas, that Chris gave me, this is a very old publication, and somehow during natural sunlight or artificial light that is used, the card paper, the printing of the kit itself will fade a little bit. Now, my best method of bringing back the life of the faded out printing is this stuff right here. If you're using card kits, guys, I highly recommend this. Now, I don't know if you guys get this in the United Kingdom or not across the pond, but in the United States we get it here. It's called Krylon. It's called Krylon Clear. This is called magic in a can, fellas. If you guys ever work with balsa wood kits, you got to cover it with tissue, don't worry about that stinking smelly banana oil dope that used to be. Now, I like gloss dope. I was growing up with it, but it's kind of hard to find nowadays because it's obsolete. It's like anything in life. Anything will supersede anything just to make life a little easier. And it makes it very easier on the house because it don't have that much of an odor to it, folks. But I still use proper ventilation using aerosol can, especially that stuff. And what I say, once you take this can of here and you get all your parts in your card model, you spray on one coat. You spray on one coat and let it dry. And then that makes the parts more pliable and more easy to handle, and also restores the printing and it won't come off in your fingers. So therefore, when the model is completely done in its entirety, even sub-assembly wise, as I'm doing on this fuselage here, you take this and give it a blast right there when it's done. It'll seal in the printing right there. The more you use, the glossier it's going to be. So you want to make it too glossy, make it a nice matte finish. So anyway, guys, I call this stuff magic in a can. This stuff here will supersede every gloss dope. And once you put your tissue over like that, you just go ahead and give it a spray. It'll seal that tissue up. You have to worry about it'll last for years and years, and it won't shrink like butyrate and nitrate dopes does. Okay, fellas, this is about as far as I got on Chris and Alex's dedication build. I got to get the cockpit all done, and the cockpit floor all done, and the canopy all done. The turtle deck's got to be in place. The canopy fits inside this foyer in here, And the paper does move a little bit to be able to get the parts in there. There was no problem at all. And to get the engine done and get the undercarriage finished and start on the wings and the horizontal stabilizer, I should have this thing done in a couple days. Anyway, folks, that'll be that. We'll get back to me and I'll finish up the video. Okay, guys, that'll be that. That concludes video number 1 for Chris and Alex's dedication build, featuring my paper kit by Mighty Monterez, Gloster Gladiator Mark II. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned. I got a special treat after this video. The something here, guys, this is something that came up innocently and it just came up in a flash. And it's like Christmas, my birthday, or day at a hobby shop with a big paycheck in your pocket. And so stay tuned for the special video coming after this. And this concludes video number 1 of Chris and Alex's dedication build of my Gloster Gladiator Part 2. Okay, boys, right now that about does it on this video. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Make God bless, make Mama happy. And I'm feeling much better now since my arthritis has gone away, and the shot in the duff, a shot in the elbow, and a couple pills. I'm a new man now. And that'll be that. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in, boys. We'll catch you guys in the next video, so please stay tuned for the next one, and I'll start making more comments on my videos, guys. I just haven't been feeling well for a while. It's kind of hard for me to get my mind going. Somehow I'm getting a little old a little bit here and there, but just don't have senior moments a lot of times, but it's human nature. Okay, guys, stay tuned next video, fellas. I'll see you next video, boys.